Hey YouTube, adjusting the camera again. It's me, Exceptional Chick, again, coming at you guys today with a what's on my mind video. Okay. I'm coming at you with a what's on my mind video. Hopefully the recent video I did before this one will be up already. It's my perfect imperfection tag, and I'm going to put the link to it in this video so you guys can see it. But this video is going to be a what's on my mind video about a video I actually did. It was my first official video on YouTube after my introduction video, and the link is going to be right here for it if you guys want to check it out. But I decided to redo it and put emphasis on the subject I was talking about. I decided to write it down because the hubby mentioned something to me about when I make my videos, if I write down a little outline for myself, that I'll be able to not run over the time limit and still be able to get my message across. Now this video is going to be about friendship. In my video I was kind of vague about it, and I really didn't say what I wanted to say because I was kind of playing off my emotions at the time, kind of sort of, but I didn't want to be put too much out there in regards to what was going on with me and stuff like that. So it wasn't that much of nothing in that video. It's friendship. First, I want to say what I consider a friend. This is my personal opinion. Disclaimer, this is my personal opinion. So I first want to say what a friend is. A friend is someone who enhances you, and vice versa. Vice versa. Anyone else is just a filler. Anyone else, I think I got that saying from Chanel Cooper Sykes. Anyone else is just a filler. Anyone else is just someone that's in your life, an associate, an acquaintance, whatever you want to call it. A friend is actually someone in your life that enhances you, that is there to help you, wants to see you better, shares your happiness with you, shares your sadness with you, shares your anxieties. Like somebody in your life that is there for you whenever you need someone to be there for you. I'm not saying a best friend, I'm saying a friend. Like somebody, if you're having a bad day, if you're going somewhere, someone you can call on. If you're you need somebody to borrow some money from, and you can your friend may be able to let you borrow the money, that's somebody you can go to, somebody you don't have no problem asking, because if they have it, you have it, and vice versa. That's what I would consider a friend. If I had a friend in need and needed somebody to talk to, I would be the listening ear. If I had a friend in need who needed a reality check, who needed the truth, no holds bar, that's what I consider a friend in the same. And honestly, I can only say, besides my hubby, who's my absolute best friend, the one who I tell basically everything, I only have two other really close friends. My best friend, it was in the video that I recently did on my birthday. That was my best friend. And I have another really close friend that I also consider a best friend to me. And those are the only two friends. And I've had my best friend, we've been friends for over 15 years, I can say. And my close friend, we've been friends for over 10 years. And we've never fallen apart, fallen off. We've had instances where we haven't spoke in months or years, and we were away from each other, living in a different city. Well, I was living in a different city, but we still were friends. And we have the type of friendship where if we have a problem or we have an issue with each other, it's nothing for us to call and be okay, well, I feel this way, I shouldn't feel this way, and we need to talk about it because something's not right. Or I feel like you did something was wrong. Or even if I'm about to do something wrong, which has nothing to really do with our friendship, but I'm about to do something that, that's wrong, and that can put me off in a worse situation, I can count on them that they'll be well, this is not right, Dominique. This is just, you need to get it together. You need to do something. You need to get it together. And vice versa with them. Same instance. And those are who I really consider friends. And that is what a friend is to me. Now, growing apart. Like I said, I never really, from my two closest friends, I never really grew apart from them. We've all grown together. We're all like basically in the same stages in our life. But I have grown apart from acquaintances and associates because of where I'm at in my life now and where they're at. Not to say like where I'm at is better than where they're at or I'm better than them, but we're just on two different paths. So I don't really even think like when you're on two different paths and those paths clash with someone that you consider a friend or associate, it's best to just leave it where it's at. It's best to just talk to the person and be like, listen, like something is not right with us, and I think that, you know, we should just like, you know, be cool. Like, okay, you see me, I see you. Hi, we're cordial to each other. We speak, but other than that, it's not really that. Like, even with my two closest friends, I speak to them every day. We speak to each other every day, at least 4 or 5 times a day. And even with like the phone, like once I'm up or once they're up, or like once the other one's up, we call each other once the other one's up. Like, even our like hubbies know the phone is ringing at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, that's Sandy. Oh, that's Dominique. Oh, that's Bea. Like, I already know if it's an early morning call, it's one of those two calling me because they're up, so I'm up. And even when we go to sleep, we talk to each other like, okay, I'm going to sleep now. That's just, it's crazy. Some people like, some people might have those type of friendships, and some people are like, y'all weird. But that's just our friendship, and we've never gone apart. Like, handling a broken friendship. Now, I feel like this: when you grow apart, you just grow apart. You get on two different paths. You become different people than you were before, and you just grow apart, and your friendship isn't the same, or even like you being associates isn't the same, because you're not hanging the same way you hung with that person. You're not doing the same thing you're doing with that person. Like, and some people don't know how to handle friendships. Like, if you and a person aren't like friends or associates anymore, like, it's not a good idea to go back and tell everything that person has told you in confidence, even like if you weren't considered a close friend to them or like a close associate. It's not a good idea to say, well, okay, since we're not friends anymore, since we not that close anymore, I'll just go ahead and tell this person, oh, what Dominique had done told me, because who cares? We're not friends, so it doesn't matter. No, you don't do that. If you tell me something in confidence, even though we're not friends, I'm not going to go and say, oh, well, you know what such and such did, but we not friends, so I don't care. No, you don't do that. In the same token, like, if you're on the wrong path, even if we're not friends, like, if we're not friends, honestly, I'm not going to feel comfortable enough to tell you that you need to get it together, because I'm not even sure how you're going to take it from me. But in the same token, if you're doing what you're supposed to do, and people are coming back with that, oh, you know, like, there's always going to be an instigator, a hater in the mix that's going to want you to, like, say something bad or be negative right along with them. And the person might come like, oh, well, this such and such a person is doing so good, and, you know, they finally finished school, and they got their degree, and they're working. Man, that's my best friend holler right now. But I'll call her back after I do this. But, like, oh, they're working, and they're doing so good. I'm not going to be like, oh, finally she got it together, or finally, oh, well, she ain't going to, well, she going to do it, but she going to fall right back off. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm like, well, that's very good for her. Like, it's good that she got it together. It's good that she's doing what she has to do. And maybe our friendship would go back to where it was, or maybe we'll be associates and acquaintances again, because we're both on the same path again. But regardless of the fact, I'm never going to wish bad upon somebody if I'm not a friend of theirs anymore, or if I'm not an associate or an acquaintance. Like, I'm always going to celebrate. If you held a place in my life at once upon a time, even with exes, if you held a place in my life once upon a time, I'm never going to wish bad upon you. I'm always going to wish like the best. I'm always going to wish the best for you. I'm always going to be, if somebody comes and tells me, oh, this person is doing so good and this and that, I'm always going to be like, well, that's good. That person deserves it. But that's just my take on friendship. more, I guess, a kind of elaborated version from the one I did prior. Just calling again. The one I did prior to well, after doing my intro video. And this is the, I'm going to put the link right there. This is the first video I did regarding friendship. If you guys want to see like how I was in the beginning of me making YouTube videos, and it was really short. But go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. Now she's calling the house on. Comment, rate, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or anything, or if you want to do a video response to this, you're more than welcome to. Until next time, I'm out.